At her cousin's birthday, my 6-year-old daughter was made to stand outside the whole time, watching every other grandchild open gifts and eat cake. Kids of cheaters aren't welcome here, my sister told her. I didn't raise my voice. That evening, I took action. The moment Ava told me she'd been sitting on the porch for 2 hours while everyone else was inside, something in me went cold. She said Aunt Mallory wouldn't let her in, that she wasn't like the other kids. Then she whispered it. Mallory said, kids of cheaters don't belong at family parties. Ava didn't even know what that meant, but she knew enough to feel ashamed to sit there in her pink jacket without knocking again. I was out the door before she finished talking. Mallory had volunteered to watch Ava that weekend, said it'd be no trouble. I'd thanked her. I was covering a double shift. When I pulled up, Ava was exactly where she sat outside, arms wrapped around her knees. Her face lit up when she saw me, but I could tell she'd been crying. I wrapped her in a blanket and buckled her in. Mallory opened the door as I was pulling out, actually waved. I stopped, got out. Did you really tell my daughter she wasn't allowed inside? Mallory didn't even blink. I'm not letting my son grow up thinking cheating is normal. 3 weeks earlier, she'd asked me to co-sign a car loan. I said no. She had a history of draining our shared emergency account. She'd been waiting for the perfect chance to make me pay, and she used my 6-year-old to do it. I didn't yell, just said calmly, this will be the last time you hurt my daughter. That night, Ava curled up with her thumb in her mouth, something she hadn't done since she was a toddler. That broke me. At midnight, I opened the emergency account Mallory still used, originally for mom's meds, but it had become Mallory's personal piggy bank. I changed every password, removed her as a user, froze the card. Then I sent her a screenshot. No explanation. She called 5 times. I let everyone go to voicemail. By morning, my phone was on fire. 9 calls, 6 texts. I can't access the bank account. Is there a glitch? I need gas money. Then, you're really doing this over a birthday party? I didn't respond. Instead, I made Ava breakfast and gave her what Mallory had stolen, attention and warmth. While Ava colored, I got to work. Mallory had piggybacked on my utilities for years. Water, gas, internet. Used my name for her rental deposit, my credit for insurance waivers. I spent 2 hours closing every door, called the electric company, canceled the joint internet, flagged the water account as fraudulent, filed a credit dispute on the lease. By evening, she was disconnected from everything. At 9 p.m. she texted, you messed with my entire life over a kid's feelings. I replied, good luck getting help from the cheater's account now. 10 minutes later, she exploded, called me toxic. I blocked her. For 3 days, silence. Then she started calling cousins, playing the victim. I told them distance was healthy. But Mallory had one last card. Mom. A voicemail came at 3:14 a.m. You're going to regret this when she's gone. 2 days later, Mom called. She wanted to see us. When we arrived, she looked suddenly older. She asked to talk in the kitchen. She'd been in and out of the hospital. Kidney issues. Hadn't told anyone. Then, 2 weeks ago, Mallory had asked to use Mom's insurance card. Said Derek needed meds. Mom was tired. She let it happen. The pharmacy called. Mallory had used her name to refill something for herself. A controlled substance. Mom asked quietly, how long has she been like this? That night, we changed Mom's passwords. Made sure Mallory couldn't access anything again. Then Mom said, I always thought Mallory needed support, but now I see she needs consequences. The next day, Mallory showed up at Mom's house. Mom stepped outside and closed the door. 3 minutes later, she came back in. She doesn't think she did anything wrong. She just thinks she lost control. I told her maybe it's time we stop pretending she's someone she's not. That was 2 weeks ago. Mallory's been quiet since. I heard she's in therapy. A letter came for Ava. It's still unopened. I want Ava to decide when she's ready. Mom's doing better, smiling more. Mallory's not back in our lives, but she's not causing damage anymore. Peace came when I realized her power came from access. Once I took that away, she had to face what she'd become. Last week, Ava opened the letter. She folded it neatly and said, I think she's sorry now. A birthday card arrived last month. Just a note. One day, I hope I can show you I've changed. Ava taped it to her wall. Not because she forgave her, but because it's nice when people try. She's 6, and somehow she gets it better than most adults. Things are quieter now. Not perfect, but quiet. And that's enough.